What is going on, you guys? Bastion YGO here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a deck. I haven't profiled myself on the channel, but I've had a few guest stars come in, check out the deck for me. But as far as this deck is concerned, it's something I have not really experimented with playing myself until, of course, the Forbidden Limitless came along, and the power of Sprite kind of dipped a little bit. You kind of have to go in a different direction. You can't abuse Ronin Totem anymore because Ronin Totem is way too powerful a card, but Mystic Mine is not. Apparently, I'm just speaking through Konami's eyes, essentially, at this point, guys. So I just want to go ahead and bring you guys my Danger Tearlament deck profile for the October 2022 ban list, guys. For as much as I do really enjoy playing more of the control decks of the format, or just any format really, I really like the way that this kind of feels like you're freestyling. It kind of feels a little bit like Virtual World, not in the play style, of course, but in the way that when you're playing Virtual World, feels like you're freestyling each and every single time you play. There's not really going to be the same exact number of cards or different cards. It really depends on what you draw, what you have in your hand. There's a lot of RNG involved. The same thing with Tearlament, a lot of RNG. Again, with the ceiling of Tearlaments being so high, I really just think it's going to be one of the best decks moving forward, especially with the Shizu cards coming out here later on this year. So I really think that this deck is something that you should definitely prepare for if you're going to be playing for any any regionals. YCS is coming up here in the next month or so, next 2-3 months actually. Well, according to Konami, the ban list a few months away is 5 months or 6 months apparently, so you guys should be good to play for the next 5 months. So anyway, this is my Danger Tearlament deck profile, guys. If you guys do enjoy these types of videos, let me know in the comment section down below. You can also let me know by smashing that like and subscribe button, guys. If you guys have any suggestions for this, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Or how else are you guys playing the Tearlament strategy? I know there's a more trap heavy version potentially. There are I've seen a spellbook version running around. Not really sure what that's about. It doesn't really make too much sense to me, but it is what it is. Of course, the second more popular type is going to be Tearlament Sprite, just mixing the two best decks of the format, making one monster of a deck. So let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do for you guys. But without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. Alright guys, we're going to be starting off with the monsters, of course. Now, I do not have the physical cards on me just yet, although I'm considering it. There's a lot of time and finances that were invested into Sprite, so it's a deck that I'm still teetering on, and with the field spell going for like 80-90 bucks, it's something that unfortunately is still a little bit out of my budget to achieve, at least to get a playset of. And honestly, I don't want to go ahead and keep it virtual. If it's something I like, then maybe I'll go ahead and just purchase the whole deck, but we'll see when the time comes. But anyway, starting off with the monsters, guys. For the Tearlaments monsters, we played 2 copies of Rhino Hearts, 3 of the Shreen, 3 of the Havness, and 3 of the Merly. So the only one you don't really want to maximize too much on is going to be the Rhino Heart, because it's really just useful as either a normal summon, or it's going to be useful to use as a fodder, so you can go ahead and summon out the big fusion, the Tearlament's Kaleido Heart. So it's not going to be it doesn't give you any mills, essentially. Yes, you do get to choose what you're sending, but what you really want to maximize on with this deck is really just being able to maximize the RNG and maximize the probability that you're going to hit on something good. So it is a 44 card deck, which I understand is a little bit contradicting, but every single card in this deck is actually so necessary, just to make sure you have that consistency as well. So again, 3 Shreen, 3 of the Havness, and 3 of the Merly. I believe we already know what these guys do. Let's go ahead and move on. For the Danger package, we have played quite a few Dangers in this deck, guys. We played 1 of the Tsuchinoko, 1 Jackalope, 1 Bigfoot, 3 Nessie, and then 3 Mothman as well. For the 2 monster tech cards, these I really like quite a bit. We have the Zephyros, the Blackwing Zephyros. So essentially, it's really good to be able to, let's say that you activate Desires, you get rid of 2 of your field spells, not the Zephyros, for whatever reason it might be. Maybe your luck is just bad. So you have the field spell activate. You actually activate Zephyros' effect to return a face-up card you control, which would be the field spell, back to your hand, and special summon that card, which gives you the access to then reactivate the field spell on your next turn, should you have activated that turn as well. So it gives you, which then the field spell will then activate to search you more Tearlaments. So it's just continuously going and going. Plus, of course, it is a level 4, which does give you access to your Time Thief Redoer and your Abyss Dweller as well. Abyss Dweller is probably going to be one of the most powerful Xyz monsters in the current format, guys, with Sprite taking a dip in popularity just because of the ban list. I mean, the deck is still really good, but just I know that, of course, there's going to be a lot of immediate jumps towards the Tearlament strategy. If you guys play Sprite, don't worry, you guys can still play. you just won't be able to play that specific build that you wanted to play. Runic Sprite, I think, took the biggest hit, but we're not here talking about Sprite, we're here talking about Tearlaments, guys. So anyway, so Abyss Dweller is going to be one of the most powerful XZ monsters because of the rise in popularity for Tearlament, so definitely keep that in mind as well when you guys are deck building also. But I think Zephyr is going to be really, really good. Again, additional level 4 extender. Amazing strategy to go ahead and play because you're going to be milling him regardless. So, and Gizmek is one card that I am on and off with. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It just takes a lot of resources to go ahead and bring this guy back out. Yeah, he's nice for link climbing, things like that. You know, it can come up, but it's not a card that I'm too fond of. But then again, sometimes it's really good. I'm not too sold on this card just yet, so if you guys don't want to include this, want to play a 43 card deck, I think you guys will be just fine. But with the loss of Fairy Tale Snow, it's just nice to have something you can always recur back from the graveyard, so that's why I initially have it in here. But again, if you take this out, I do not think it's going to be that big of a loss. Now for our hand traps, I am playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom Joy Spring, still the most versatile hand trap in the game, and 3 copies of Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. Why not DD Crow? I always said DD Crow is the best card, and that is the reason I'm not playing DD Crow. So with Danger Tearlaments, you really want to make sure that you're able to cover all aspects of it, especially with just Tearlaments, right? So let's say you activate your Tearlament, Merly, or Shireen, whatever, in the graveyard. The fusion summon. Your opponent activates DD Crow, you Ghost Spell it, so that way your effects continue to go off as well. So it's really just as a protection, but it also affects your opponent as well. So this is the only time that I would say Bell is superior to DD Crow, because Bell counters DD Crow, and DD Crow is very popular in the current format. I hope that makes sense. So if it didn't, let me know and I'll break it down for you, but I think it's pretty clear. So that's going to be it for the monsters, guys. Now on to the spells. 3 copies of the field spell. It is of course very broken. Yeah, I can try to play it potentially with 2, because that way I don't have to spend $300 on a play set, which would be nice, but that's just my financial situation. If you guys got it, you guys got it. 3 of the field spell, of course. 2 copies of the Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is broken, so go ahead and play it. The reason why, if you guys do not know, people play Pot of Desires in Tearlaments is because Tearlaments will put themselves back in the bottom of the deck. So in theory, when you activate Pot of Desires, you're not getting rid of any of your main combo pieces, and that's why that deck is so good, and that's why this deck can play Desires comfortably. So just in case you guys didn't know. But anyway, we play 1 copy of the Galaxy Cyclone. This is really just to play your 1 out to Mystic Mine. And then 3 copies of Super Polymerization, of course. I mean, it's self-explanatory at this point. Super Poly is the nuts. 1 Terraforming, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Instant Fusion to bring out your, what's it called, Kit Kalos. 1 Call Up of the Grave. And then for the traps, we play 1 Meta Noise and 1 Suliak. And then 1 copy of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. I think anytime that you can play Eradicate any virus card, you can search it out and it be very high impact, I think is really good. I'm still waiting to see whether this card is actually still going to be good. Yes, with Mystic Mine, there are still going to be a lot of spell decks out there. Spellbook's got a lot of support. Runics are still running around rampant. Sky Striker is still in, I don't know, really good high tier 2 deck, almost tier 1. I don't see why it doesn't get enough representation. I think people are just bored of it at this point, just don't want to go ahead and activate Mystic Mine, but it's still something you gotta look out for. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in for right now, but we'll see how the meta turns out and how it goes from here. Now, if you're looking to go ahead and play this at just a local level, and you really just you gotta read the room. So if you don't see a lot of Sky Striker players, not a lot of people playing cancerous runic builds or Mystic Mine burns, and I don't think this is necessary. But if you're gonna be taken to a competitive event, regional YCS, I would highly recommend Eradicator Epidemic Virus. And if anything, you can go ahead and take it out going second, of course. So that's going to be it for the main deck, guys. 44 card main deck. Very rarely do I try to go over 40 cards, so it's actually kind of outside of my comfort zone, but it's fun, So let's start off with the fusion monsters. We get 1 copy of Kaleido Heart. I really wanted to go ahead and play 2 just in case this did get banished from whatever reason my opponent might have, but I just could not find a space for it, guys. I mean, every single card in here I think is really essential. 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, again for the super poly targets. Dragos Tapelia, you can make it. It's also super poly target. So it has a lot of versatility with the deck. 1 Garura, you can make it yourself. Super poly target, it is what it is. 2 copies, I should say, of the Kit Kalos, 1 copy of the Mud Dragon of the Swamp, for a Super Poly target, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Abyss Dweller, and then for the links, we play Cross Sheep, IP Masquerena, Sprite Elf, 1 Dark, 1 Curious, and then 1 Nightmare Griffin for the combo with Eradicator. Also, I mean, Curious, you don't have to use it for Eradicator. It could really just be used for anything, but I mean, let's be real here. I mean, the bee's knees of this deck that was really good about it is you're able to search this card with ease and then reset it to your field and just get rid of the Griffin somehow, so that way you still have effects on your opponent's turn. So that's gonna be it for my Danger Tearlament profile for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Honestly, this deck is quite a bit of fun. I really like the RNG aspect of it, the fact that you just don't know what you're gonna get. But I think with this overall version, there's a lot of control over what you send, what you can send. So I really like that aspect of it as well. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys do enjoy these types of deck profiles, let me know by smashing that like button and that subscribe button for me, guys. If you guys want to see more live duels or anything specifically, any type of decks you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do for you guys. I know with the Banlist, I actually got a lot of popularity with a lot of different decks, spell books, and I'm still kind of working on. I think Spellbook Dogmatica is the thing that I'm going to be leaning more towards. But again, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do, and I'll see you guys in the next one.